block in the intro. Like, I didn't see you there. Anyhow, good morning. It is the 11th of April, and it's been a hot minute since we chatted. Oh, here goes the cat, checking out my tripod stand. I'm going to pick and talk, which has been a little bit since I've done, so it might take me a little extra brain processing power. But new drawers in full swing. Now it's just a matter of my own organization getting in the way of me. Yeah, picking 7 different orders. I have 10 orders total. Well, technically 11, but one of them is going to be a non-paying buyer, I believe, since it's been close to a week since they ordered and have not paid. But I've got lots of little small ones and then 3 big ones. So I'm picking the 7 big small ones, and I'm come back around to the 3 larger ones, particularly because these include the ones from longest time ago. It's been since Tuesday that some of these orders are, and today is Saturday, which is a good bit longer than I try to get orders out. I try to stick around 2 to 3 business days, and obviously not making that right now. I can't remember if I mentioned it. I have a video that I've recorded that I need to actually edit and get out. Where I kind of go into all of this a bit more in depth. I'm sure I will have it out before you even see this content. But March 17th, nothing's wrong. March 17th, my wife was rear-ended in her car. She was fine. It was very low impact. But as with most modern cars, it was impact enough in order to have the car deemed a total loss. This car we had just gotten over the summer. I think last summer, maybe in the fall. I forget. But basically, we got it when her grandfather passed away, and the car that we had at the time was very much a gray. It was a Mazda CX-7, and it was a great car. It's not pearl dark gray, it was black. Do I have the wrong color in here? Oh, there it is. Okay. Mazda CX-7, great car. Really liked it. But the sunroof developed a leak, and we didn't realize this for a long time because the car started getting water in the floorboard, and I was trying to figure out where it's coming from, if there was a leak in the air conditioning or something like that. Eventually, after much Googling and trying to figure things out, discovered that it can be caused by a... Oh, I was in the wrong spot. Let's see. 2B19, which I think is over here. The leak was caused by a clog in the sunroof drain lines, and that's what prevents that's what keeps the water from getting inside of your car. There's a little drip edge under the rubber seal, and that sends the water straight out to the wheel well, basically. Well, if that drip line gets clogged, then it will, let's see, I'll put it here. It'll back up into your car, specifically on the passenger floorboard. So after a lot of time, finally figured that out. But by now, the car just had a, musky, nasty smell. And seemingly the only way to get rid of that would be to... we tried some of the high-power cleaning stuff, and they helped a bit, but not enough. C31. All of my work in progress stores, apparently. Let's see. I did a bunch of Ninjago head wraps recently. Looks like those are the ones that are being purchased now. This one has lots of room, so I'm putting it back over here. I keep a couple of drawers on my desk and work as I add new like heads and hair and whatever. I'll put those in those drawers and keep on going, kind of thing. All right, orange spaceman. One new orange spaceman, so I gotta fish the parts out. So that's how I'll do some of these, where I buy enough parts to make, whether it's parting it out or purchase from Pab or whatever. I'll just kind of put them all loosely in there rather than individually bagging them all at the beginning. It's mostly a space thing. Oh, space thing. Sorry. That was not intentional, but you're welcome for that happy Saturday morning joviality. Just need the legs. So yes, it takes me a bit more in the moment to pick it, but it takes up far less space than if I was trying to do that otherwise. So yeah, the Mazda had that issue. I had a couple other things. I'm trying to remember. There's like one or two other issues where we had just put some into it. It was higher in the mileage. So when we had the opportunity to get the Taurus for my in-laws, my wife's parents were going to get the car, and then they worked out a deal price-wise so that it was split evenly with the other siblings of the family. So we got the car, we flew out to Detroit, drove it back down, met some friends along the way that I hadn't seen either ever, just over, virtually, or hadn't seen them in a long time. And so yeah, we had the car for several months, then got the Taurus and sold the Mazda. Anyhow, Taurus got rear-ended. And so as with most cars that get enough damage, the insurance company says it's going to be a total loss, even though the car was fully drivable. The amount to repair it was deemed more than they wanted to spend to fix it. So we had the option of either taking the total loss or doing an owner settlement or owner retain and being able to keep the car. I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm also picking orders, so focusing on two things at once. 19. Oh, look, more juggle headlights. And looking at all the needs to repair the car, the sentimental value basically was gone at that point. So my wife originally was like, this car has some sentimental value because it was grandfather's, and then it was just kind of like, okay, well, now the memory in this car is getting rear-ended, which is not a fun, happy memory. All right. 6. Somebody bought one of my Batmans. That's a good part out. I parted out 3 of the Batmobile. One that comes with like the harder plastic cape, and where instead of the band on the head, he's got the blue eyes. It's the Batmobile with like the big fins on the side. I think they retired recently, or it's just close to the end of retirement. So the Batman himself parts out for, or I just sold it for $47.71. So bad. Yeah, car no longer has. This is where my F drawers are gonna. So I went on that side. Now I'm back over here. Car no longer has sentimental value. my wife is like, I'm happy to do whatever. So we took the total loss. We didn't the amount of work to be able to get the car fixed. Could we do it? Yes. Do we want to take that time to do it and then have a car that if it gets in another accident, there's basically nothing for it at that point because you've already taken the value of the car in this settlement. Let's see. Did I go the right order? C. Okay. That was a C. I've got like 3 orders for the Ninjago hair wrap, so I'm just making sure I don't put the right ones in the wrong places. So all that said, total loss, taking the settlement, and we are putting that towards a new to us vehicle, not a new vehicle, and be good. We're getting another Mazda. We loved the Mazda. We've had weird experiences with 2 Mazdas that we've owned, the only 2 that we've ever owned, and yet we're still getting another one because we like cars. And the experiences we had were not necessarily faults of the cars themselves. And the clog is an issue, but the car was sitting underneath a bunch of tree branch things where like little bits would fall onto the car. So over time, those little bits clogged things. F111. All right, so it's a dark red and red. So was that a design flaw of the system? Perhaps, but it's something we can know about and look to avoid for the new car. F162. The first Mazda we had was actually a red CX-7. We had it right before the gray CX-7. And whoever had it before did basically a jerry rigging. What color am I looking for? White. Person basically bought all of the new Ninjago wraps that I just uploaded. Well, I guess it's 3 different orders. Alright, so this 7 are now picked. So that's make sure this is in a decent spot if I can get it where I don't show customer information, but you can still see my wonderful mug. How great will that be? Cool. Tilt this the right way. Yeah. All right. Don't think there's anything you can't see in the screen currently, at least. Clean all this stuff up. Write notes to myself. And anyhow, yes. So the first models that we had, it was a red CX-7 Grand Touring. The whole buying experience, my wife had a weird feeling about it. So we get car, runs fine for a little bit, and then discover that someone had basically jerry-rigged the engine somehow, and metal shavings were getting deposited into the oil. And you know anything about cars, you know that's basically destroying your engine. I forget how that settled, if we were able to get a total loss for that, or how it worked out. I don't remember at this point. This was probably 5-7 years ago. Anyhow, after that, we got the gray one. We got it from a dealership, and I think we did the trade-in of the red one for it. They gave us something for it at least. It's probably not total loss. I don't remember. Anyhow, we got the gray one. The gray one lasted us a long time. We were really happy with it, and then we were able to get the Taurus, which had like half the mileage and was basically free. So now we're going to go get a red CX-5, 2021 Grand Touring, fit our budget. We were looking at newer than that, but it just was beyond the budget that we had. So between the payout of the other car and the payout from the total loss, and then my bonus that we still had from last year working at Synchrony when I worked there, the 2024 bonus, that we're able to finance, or we're able to purchase most of the car and only finance a small amount. So bully for us. Yeah, so all of that to say, amidst picking these orders, buying a car on a limited time frame sucks. Like, the entire process was hot garbage, trying to figure things out, trying to research and figure out what the best car would be for us. Like, we had looked at a Kona for a while. We looked at Seltos. We looked at, do we need bigger than that? Do we need, a Tucson, or, all of the things, Sportage, all of those cars that are out there right now. Trying to just figure out what's best for us, but what can we actually afford responsibly, given the geopolitical climate of the current time, and semi-recession / are things going to get worse than this, whatever. So we didn't want to overextend ourselves in case things get worse. We didn't want to be stuck with something that we're paying a lot on if we got to the point of needing to feed ourselves because everything else has slowed down immensely. So we're pretty happy with that. That's also why my orders are now, some of them since Tuesday, and I'm picking here on Saturday. That's part of why I haven't had any updates in a while. By the way, all my clients got, like my animation clients, got their work to them 3 or 4 days after conversations that we had within deadlines, but still, just like, that whole process takes a long time. And then when you have kids on top of that, you still gotta, help your kids live their lives. But that means you can never have a conversation with your partner to try to figure out what y'all want to do, needs, etc. So fortunately, her parents helped take the kids a couple times and just be able to give us some space to talk through things and decide what we want. So yeah, it's one of those CarMax ones. I tried going to a dealership a couple times and walked out of one place because I did not like the way he was. I went with my 7-year-old because that's what you have to do sometimes. And they had snacks, which my kid was more than thrilled about. But I think we got there at like 10:30. Then after the test drive and them trying to talk to me about paperwork, it ended up being like, close to lunchtime, and I could tell my youngest was starting to slow down. And I was like, why don't we take a minute for lunch and stuff. And then, obviously him being a salesman, he's trying to get my clothes right then and there. But I don't want to close right then and there. I wanted to go eat some lunch. I wanted to have a moment to think about things. And he just got obnoxious and pushy about it. Where if he had just been like, yeah, no problem. Go take the time you need because this is a big decision. So I ended up walking out of there. And then we found one in CarMax that we will be pretty happy with. It's a 2021, but it only has 28,000 miles on it. Carfax is clean. So it ticks all the boxes. It's the Grand Touring, which has the heated seats. It's got the power lift gate. Like we were looking at, you're spending multiple thousands of dollars on a vehicle. And we were like, the baseline 2023s, 24s, 25s were all relatively within the same price, depending on miles. But they don't have a power lift gate, and it's like, we're on the cusp of being 40 years old. Why don't we just try to, get a car that has something simple like a power lift gate? It's not much to ask for, I don't think. That we've discovered by stepping back a couple of years in the manufacturer. We could get a power lift gate. So you just push the button and it lifts all by itself. It's not like it's hard to lift the hatch, but just a nice little feature. Why not? The past couple cars we had don't have heated seats, or didn't have heated seats. And I'm in Atlanta. It's not like we're Minnesota, but it's still nice to have some heated seats. So that's why we went with the Grand Touring. By stepping back in time a couple of years in the car, we're able to get some of those creature comforts that we haven't been able to have. So anyhow, my process here. There's two Michaels. Okay. I have two Michaels. This is the first time I've had two of the same first name at one time. My process is just to shift gears from talking about cars to, I'm sure they never say it like that on whatever that show is, Top Gear. Shift gears. What I found to be the most efficient process for me, because I used to do it where I would, check through the orders, get things loosely packed in here, and then print out the pages, and then print out the labels, and then close the boxes, tape them, labels on. I found that got a little bit slower, so what I do now is package everything up, put it in, close it up with I think part of it's the stuffing that I put in, slow the process down. So I fully stuff the order, close it, seal it, and I'll write the first name on the top of the box, so that when I print out the labels, I can just label, and we're good. That's, to me, been the most effective way that I've been able to get orders packed. That's a tiny bag. Yeah, when I found names in the boxes, tends to be a quick and effective way to be able to pack my orders, at least so far in the most efficient way that I found. I'm open to other ideas if you've got other ways to do it. But try to put as many orders in the trays as I can, and then I pick multiple at once, provided I have the space for it. Like I said, I've got the three larger, they're not large, they're just more lots, but not a lot. Nothing's like, I don't think any of them are over 20 lots. But when I pick a bunch of lots or orders that only have 3 to 5 lots, I can give them each their own cup, and it's not an issue. Like, I don't mind mixing new and used. One of these orders had the pink wizard hat, and then the shirt that was with it was new, and the wizard hat was used. But 2 pieces, 1 bag, 2 girls, 1 cup. Easy enough. Don't Google that. So yeah, and so that's 5 orders packed out of the 7. So yeah, that's what's been happening with me lately. That's why things have been quiet on this front, but absolutely hectic in life itself, which is funny because it coordinates with my work slowing down just a tad. There's more on the horizon and all that, so it's not like I'm panicking about not having work either. That's a thing that happens. Yeah, so I think I'm done rambling for now. I can't think of anything else I've said a lot as it is. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I'll try to get this video in a timely manner, but first, the other video that I have recorded, I have the footage, I think, downloaded. I just gotta actually get on it, edit it. I also need to go through the budget app, put in the things that I missed over this entire week because things have been so crazy. Just one thing after another. One of these days, my wife and I will get like a couple of days of rest. That'd be nice. I guess nice when the kids go to grandma's house for a bit. And I know there's people that don't have that. They don't get breaks. But I love my kids. They can do a lot sometimes. So it's nice to be able to catch your breath here and there. This guy's name is Ozzy. Sweet name, Ozzy. Last one. Alright. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have yourselves a lovely day. And there's not another clip at the end of this. Have a good one.